Alright, hello everybody and welcome to another video. I was meant to do this video some time ago and I didn't get the time to do so. I wanted to update you all with my Mercedes Sprinter. Remember, we dismantled everything and we were looking for short to ground. Well, now the problem has been solved, and as you know, I replaced a lot of components, a lot of modules. As you can see, one here is the fuse box. This is the one I purchased. The one in the van, it's the original one. So I want to update you to what happened and how I solved the problem. And the problem, I'm going to make this video very short so you all understand what it is. I couldn't trace the short to ground because there wasn't any short to ground. Now, I was misled from a YouTube video that says if you do what I did with the battery, that if you touch the lighter from the positive to the positive and you get a light, that means there's a short to ground on the positive circuit of the car or the van. So that was misleading me. What it is, the problem was my ECU. Now, I replaced the ECU about six to 7 months ago. It went wrong again and I replaced it. And again, this time it was the ECU, but not just the ECU, because I purchased a new one, I cloned it, I put it onto the van, and I noticed that the petrol pump at the front of the van, the petrol pump was pumping petrol. With the previous ECU, there was no petrol coming out of the petrol pump. So let me go to under the hood and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I'm under the hood. If you remember, I replaced the petrol pump and there was no petrol coming out of the petrol pump with the previous ECU. Now I replaced that. I also replaced the filter, the petrol filter. I replaced the starter because it went wrong when I was cranking the van to try and find out what the problem is. And the problem was the ECU once again. So I replaced it and everything's gone. All my problems are gone, apart from it wouldn't start with the ignition switch. The ignition switch I had on the car, it wouldn't start it, but I replaced that as well. I programmed a new one, I put it on, and the car started again. No problem since then. So what I'm thinking to do now, because this is the second time I'm replacing the ECU, and I don't know why my ECU go wrong all the time. It's not hot here. I mean, I just got in from being out, and it's not hot enough to say that it burns or something. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to purchase another ECU, program it to this van, and keep it in the van just in case it happens again. So what I do, I just replace it and get on with my life. So I replaced the ECU, and I also replaced the ignition switch. Okay, and the problem was solved. So I thought I'd update you all with what's going on. As you can see, I haven't even put the mats back on again yet. So I'm looking forward to doing it tomorrow. And also I'm going to have to put some signs up to my van for advertising tomorrow. So that's it. That was it. Just the ECU. And it took me days, and I dismantled the whole van to try and find the short to ground. So the diagnostic tool as well was misleading me. It was telling me that there was a short to ground onto the high pressure pump short to ground, it was saying. I can't remember the DTC, the code, but it was telling me that the high pressure pump, which is at the front, I'll just show you, which I replaced, it was short into ground. Now, bear in mind, my previous pumps that I had on, they must be good. So I think I replaced 2 and they were not working. This is the 3rd one. I think I've got 1 or 2 of them left behind, and I'm going to keep them because they are good as well. They're not bad. The whole problem was the ECU and the ignition switch. So once I done that, everything is up and running. All right, so I thought I update you, sorry, to the problem. So if any of you have the problem with the same similarities, the first thing you should look at is the ECU. I should have checked the powers and grounds and the CAN bus like I did in the past when I had a problem with the ECU, but unfortunately, because the diagnostic tool was misleading me, and also that YouTube video that I've seen, that it was telling us that if you do the battery think that if you touch your test light from the positive to the positive and you get a light, that means you got a short to ground, which is a lot of BS, unfortunately. So there you go. That's it. The van is up and running again. Thank God for that. Right, now until next time, take care.